The best of high school sports is right here. Live from Studio A in Yuma, Arizona. Friday Night Lights starts right now. Sponsored by Exceptional Community Hospital.
Welcome into week 8 of Friday Night Lights. I'm Scott Gross, joined alongside Jalen Fong. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Scott. Chaz pulled his hamstring yesterday, and we had to put him on IR this evening, but I'm glad to sub in for him this evening.
Yeah, IL, I believe, right? In
IL?
the list right now. Yeah, IL. Hey, we've got a big game coming up for you. Yuma Catholic in Yuma County, and in Imperial County, Brawley putting their undefeated records on the line. Brawley at University City.
Yes, and we're going to stick with that undefeated theme right here as both 7-0 Imperial Tigers tangled up with the Calexico Bulldogs over at Willis Ward Field.
Here we go to Ward Field. The Calexico Bulldogs looking to get back to their winning ways as they host the Imperial Tigers coming into this game undefeated on the season. Very first play of the game, Calexico on the kickoff to the Tigers. Kick returner Darren Guesso, who slowly scans the field, makes his way through defenders, follows his blockers, who help pave the way for a special teams touchdown to get the Tigers on the board first. Imperial up 6-0. The 2-point try, no good. On the next Bulldogs drive, they look to punt, blocked by a Superman dive over to defender Brandon Felix. Ball rolls into the end zone, recovered by A.J. Arpise for another Imperial special teams TD. Later in the quarter, Tigers finally on offense. Jaden Ayala has the ball punched out by a Calexico defender. Bulldog teammate Luis Vasquez picks it up to secure the turnover, leading to a Bulldog score. Tigers take over. Let's just hand off to Rashad Robinson, who jukes some defenders, hits the sideline where he gives a little stutter step, stiff arms a man. This is an angry run. Cuts back to the field, going coast to coast, looking for the end zone, dives for the pylon for the touchdown. Imperial runs away with this one, 48-6. They stay undefeated on the season, while the Bulldogs would lose and fall 4-3.
On to Eagle Field, where the Vincent Memorial Scots host the Palo Verde Yellow Jackets in a Desert League opener for both of these squads. First drive of the game as the Yellow Jackets, Kenneth Salazar takes a handoff up the middle and barrels his way for a gain of 20 yards into Scots territory. Next play, Dominic Salcido with the rock. He looks to get some extra yardage, but puts the pigskin on the ground. Luckily, the Jackets were able to fall on it, but they would not be lucky for long, as the next play, the Jackets would put it on the ground once again, and this time the Scots were able to pounce up on it. Turnover for the Scots. Scots wasting no time to get on the board as quarterback Patricio Carranza rolls to his right and finds 26 Sebastian Jaime down the sideline, 83 yards. He goes for the score and does a little flip into the end zone, and right here celebrating with his teammates and doing a little bit of pose after the big score, putting up the Scots by 7. Jackets with the ball looking for some momentum on offense as Salazar weaves his way down for a first down. Palo Verde would eventually score on this drive but mixed the extra point, making it 7-6. The Scots would win this one by a final of 21-6. And now taking a trip over to La Jolla, a battle of unbeatens between University City and the Centurions versus the Brawley Wildcats. Looking right here, first quarter, Centurion quarterback Quinton Damara keeps the ball and scoots his way towards the goal line. A few plays later, Damara gives a handoff to Drayden Gardner, who sprints towards the near sideline. 9-yard TD score, putting them up 7-0. First drive for Brawley now, Matthew Gutierrez takes it himself and the ball upfield into UC territory for a Wildcat first down. Gutierrez now scanning the field as the Centurions would go and break up this pass right here, a deep pass, and forcing a punt for Brawley. Centurions would capitalize just before halftime. Damara makes a move, finds his way up into the end zone, and look at this, takes the contact, his helmet goes flying off, and the Centurions would be up 21-0 at the half. Brawley would not go away quietly though, as Gutierrez would find a streaking Sergio Garcia for a big gain inside the UC 20-yard line, and that would set up Gutierrez, who gets in the end zone for the first Wildcat score of the game. They are all pumped up right here as they are trying to nail down this lead. Fourth quarter now, and Gutierrez finding Sergio Garcia in the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats, 21-13. At that point, they would miss the extra point, and the Centurions would play keep away after that. They would lose in this one 21-13, their first loss of the season.
Brawley with the loss. Over to Cal Jones Field, where the Central Union Spartans take on their crosstown rivals, the Southwest Eagles, in what is known as the El Centro City Championship game. To the first quarter we go. Spartans up already 7-0. They hand it off to senior running back Nico Viesca, who bolts into the end zone for the 24-yard rushing touchdown. It's 4-0 Spartans. They're getting away with this one early. Next drive, third down. Eagles quarterback Alex Garcia. Watch this nice throw. It's money to wideout Joshua Ibarro. Splits the defenders, cuts back, but is hit by Centro's Francisco Terrell, who jars the ball loose, recovered by the Spartans linebacker Gavin Mora. Great plays on both ends of the field. Central would go on to march down the field, setting up the 11-yard run by Viesca. Brings a couple defenders with him for a second score on the night. Spartans would run away with this one. Central wins 51-6, extends their dominance over Southwest to 7 wins in a row.
We're just getting started, and we are cooking with some gas right here.
Right. Coming up, we shine the spotlight on Yuma with games featuring the Warhammer, the Kingdom, and Yuma looking to steal a victory. We'll be right back after this quick TV timeout.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on News 11. Go Raiders!
NPG of Yuma El Centro has an immediate opening for a multimedia journalist. We're looking for an articulate multimedia journalist with good camera presence and a firm grasp of current events. The candidate must have strong news judgment and solid writing and video skills, able to get news covered, get it on the air, and maintain a smooth delivery. The candidate we choose must be able to shoot and edit his or her own material. When applying for this position, please go to kyma.com.
RDO Equipment Company knows the real mission is outside, in the real verse. There's a garden to build, a driveway to maintain, and snow to blow. Jobs that only real versatile equipment can do right. Find the right John Deere compact tractor package with RDO to conquer everything the real verse has waiting for you. Enough with the metaverse. Equip yourself at an RDO store or visit rdoequipment.com to select the perfect tractor package to take on the real verse.
The spark that drives us to bring you the best healthcare is the same spark that inspires us to celebrate every moment that life brings. It's the optimism that greets you at our doors. The kindness that surrounds you from caregivers who see you as more than patients, because you are our neighbors and friends. The dedication you can count on from your entire care team, whose heartfelt commitment to personalized care leads to better experiences and outcomes. And it's the reason why Yuma Regional Medical Center is changing our name to Onvita Health. The same great care you know, with a new look, welcoming you to our next chapter of outstanding care, as we build a healthier tomorrow together. Here's to you. Here's to life. Onvita Health.
The details you need to make informed decisions each day.
Plus, future track weather to make sure you are ready for your weekend.
News 11, your home for what matters most. Weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. FNL, sponsored by Exceptional Community Hospital. You're watching Friday Night Lights, home of football from across the desert Southwest.
Welcome back. Scott Gross along with Jalen Fong. We now turn our attention to the teams in Yuma County.
Cibola first-year head coach Caleb Gillespie leading the charge for the Raiders in the first rivalry versus Gila Ridge, while Antelope tries for win number 1 of 6 on the season.
The Yuma Criminals hope to get back in the win column, and Kofa, well, they look to snap a 21-game losing streak. The Demons of Dysart invade Irv Palak Field with interim head coach David Nunez and the King coaching staff filling in for Pablo Cota, looking to satisfy the Kofa faithful. Second play of the game, Dysart on the move. They give to senior running back CJ Ortega behind the right guard, and Ortega rumbles his way inside the Kofa 10-yard line. That'll set up this read option that fools even our cameraman. Yeah, that's yours truly, senior quarterback Isaiah Roman on the keeper and the score. Demons add the extra point to take a 7-0 lead. Kings turn on offense, 3rd and 5. Luis Rodriguez will sling down the left seam to Isaiah Luna, who makes the first down grab. Now after a Kofa turnover, the defense steps up. Watch this as senior linebacker Brady Potter sniffs out the screen, makes a big tackle for a loss, gives a little point to the sideline as he gets up. Yeah, good job, nice, well done. Moments later, Roman with a deep pass. With only Kings in the air, picked out by sophomore Javier Rubio. Kings play tough early, but it gets out of hand. Demons roll 48-7, making it 22 losses now in a row for the Kings.
And now on to Curly Cope Memorial Stadium at Doane Field, where the Yuma Criminals unlock the gates and charge the field as they welcome in the ALA West Foothill Guardians. The Criminals trying to make something happen on their first drive. QB Nick Amador with the toss fake. Now actual toss fumble. Who's got it? It's the Guardians who get on it first right here, changing the possession. Red zone danger for the Criminals as Hudson Mitten gets the snap, and he's going to take it long into the end zone, into the hands of Aiden Anaya. Touchdown for West Foothills. They're on the board first, 7-0. Yuma punts on 4th down. West Foothills now 4th and 12. Mitten looks for his pal, wide receiver Andrew Mosqueda, but they're to knock it down. Crims have the ball on their 50. Yuma punts it again on 4th down, which leads the Guardians back into the red zone. Mitten swings it into the air and finds Amir Hassan for the touchdown. West Foothills up 14-0. Second quarter now as the Guardians make their way down the field. Mitten fakes the handoff and launches this pass into the end zone, but picked off by Criminals Nehemiah Sanders, which unfortunately turns into a Guardians defensive safety. ALA would take this victory 37-7. And the 5-1 Antelope Rams coming off a 45-point shutout last week, hosting Arizona Lutheran Academy Coyotes from Phoenix. First Coyote drive, they scampered down the field and handing the ball, this one to senior Elijah Harris, who finds the end zone for the score. Coyotes go up down the field in 5 plays. Antelope fumbles the ensuing kickoff, and the Coyotes wasting no time again. QB Owen Blinky throws a bomb, and here he finds Ethan Caneda deep into the end zone. The Rams go down early 16-0. And after another Rams 3 and out, Coyotes back on the ball and go back to Caneda, who throws it. This one by Blinky. Antelope now down 24-0, along with 3 straight 2-point conversions. Not the start that you wanted if you were the Rams down huge, needing some points badly. Abraham Moreno drops back and finds Ozzie Martin on the screen, who takes it deep into Coyote territory. The Rams showing some fight in this one, but Antelope struggled offensively all night long and would lose this game by a final of 60-0. The Rams are now 5-2 on the season.
The Hawk student body out in full force at Veterans Memorial Stadium, with Cibola head coach Caleb Gillespie looking for his first Warhammer win, while Jessica Slaughter and her Hawks intent on making it 3 straight over Cibola. This was on Thursday night. Gila Ridge forced a Raider turnover in the opening drive, and the Hawks may them pay. Sophomore running back Kenai Hongo up the middle finds the end zone, wait for the signal. Extra be blocked, 6-0 Hawks. Cibola looking to answer. Fake give up the middle on the end around to Cibola's number 6. That's Daniel Sines with a nice run to the far side. Big tackle for the Hawks, Gabriel Cota. More Hawks D, Drew Cottle, number 9 with the pressure up the middle. The inside moves, the sack. Raiders forced to punt. Lots of flags and defense in this one. Raiders on defense this time. That'll be Steven Nava's back. Airs it out. Sines in another play, this time on defense, nearly comes up with the pick. Fast forward to the second quarter, same score. And in the first half story, it was Kenai Hongo. A big game here. He finds space on the far side, races for a first down. Next, check out the ankle breaker from the sophomore, the sprint coming right at you. Hongo finished with 139-yard rushing and 2-score. Hawks win 29-14. They keep the Warhammer trophy. They also improved to 3-3 on the year.
Coming up, we say what could be the best for last here as Yuma Catholic hit the road for a big top 5 showdown.
Chaz Messman shares all the sights and sounds after this quick water break.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on KYMA.
The Desert Southwest, training grounds for military. for ag, for healthcare, for athletes, and for news. And there's one place where the best in the business get their start. Learning to remove bias, tracking down the truth through proper journalism, because it's the one place where news comes first. News 11, proud to be making a difference now and in the future.
Find yourself in the re-envisioned Paradise Casino. Take to the slots. New games and all-time favorites await. Or roll into table games, including craps, blackjack, and roulette. A new blend of amenities, inviting comforts, familiar spaces, and expanded, thrilling experiences are ready to be discovered. There's something new for you at Paradise. So much, so close. Paradise Casino.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Seeing Arizona families struggle is personal for me. Growing up, my family barely got by. It's why I'm standing up to greedy corporations that aren't paying their fair share of taxes, leaving everyday Arizonans with the bill. And it's why I took on Big Pharma to limit the annual cost of prescription drugs for seniors and cap the cost of insulin to $35 a month. Because I'll do whatever it takes to help Arizona families make it. I'm Ruben Gallego, and I approve this message.
Well, thank you, Scott, and welcome all of you to Jack Story Field on the campus of Thunderbird High School for the Arizona High School Game of the Week between the 5th-ranked Yuma Catholic Shamrocks and the 2nd-ranked Thunderbird Titans. Yuma Catholic is resurging after a tough loss to Arizona College Prep. The Shamrocks are back to their high-flying ways behind the air attack with Nash Ott and Sir Stokes putting up some video game numbers. As for the Titans, they've just been blowing out everybody so far this season. First drive for the Titans, Andrew Cohill hits Darryl Little the second in the back of the end zone, and Thunderbird strikes first. But the Rocks would respond right away with Hunter Hancock punching it in from a yard out to tie the game. Next YC possession, Nash Ott back to pass, looking downfield, throws a wobbly pass into triple coverage, but Sir Stokes comes down with it inside the 5-yard line. And that would set up 1st and goal, where Rocky Stallworth powers his way into the end zone, takes a lick afterwards, but Yuma Catholic has the lead. To the second, Yuma Catholic on the 18-yard line. Ott going for it all. Stokes dives out and makes the catch for the touchdown. That man cannot be stopped right now. And the Rocks were absolutely rolling. Following possession for YC, Ott under pressure, forced to his left. He fires to the end zone once again, and he's got Stokes for their second touchdown connection of the game. YC leads 35-7.
A big win for the Rocks on the road. Now to our out-of-town scoreboard right here. Our Calipatria Hornets win again, 5-1 on the season, as they are going to go on the road to Palo Verde for their Desert League opener next week. Tonopah Valley stays undefeated with the shutout victory 60-0 over San Pasqual.
A lot of teams scoring 60 this week. Now to our helmet props, I'm going to go with the Gila Ridge Hawks. They win the Warhammer helmet again, and also Jessica Slaughter's team back at 500 at 3-3. What do you got?
Right here, I'm going to go to the game I was at tonight. Vincent Memorial, Coach Santana and Coach Wong. After they lost Jacobo Elias last year, but this is going to be a good squad so far. 5 straight victories as they win their Desert League opener today over Palo Verde.
Now to our play of the week. It comes from Calexico, but courtesy of Rashad Robinson and the Imperial Tigers. Robinson working his way through defenders like a hot knife through butter. A huge day for the Tigers all around as Imperial improves to 8-0 and remained the last team standing without a blemish in the Imperial Valley. Thank you so much for watching. Week 8 is in the books. We'll see you next week for Week 9 right here on Friday Night Lights.